Hey, welcome back. Let's continue our reading with Chapter 14, Dragon's Tail. Tokyo, Japan, 35.67 degrees north by 139.75 degrees east. The two riders entered the freeway to travel north to downtown Tokyo on their sleek black motorcycles. "Hey, Turnkey, my bike is amazing," Al said as he revved his engine, rapidly accelerating up to the speed limit of 60 miles per hour. Turnkey kept up with him and looked over. "Incredible, man. Hey, how long did the GPS say to Shinjuku Tower?" The sound was crisp and clear in Al's helmet. "About 1 hour." Al saw Turnkey press something on his bike and then heard him in his helmet. "I hope we go by the samurai statue in the Imperial Gardens just north of here. I saw it when I was here for a basketball tourney, and it's huge." Al was about to comment when he noticed two black cars in his rear-view mirror speeding up right behind them. "Whoa, do you see what I see?" Al said. "Yeah, looks like we've got company. Let's speed up to 70 and see if they stay with us." They revved their motorcycles and sped ahead. The onboard computer spoke into Al's helmet. "Warning, you are exceeding the speed limits." The black cars sped to keep pace with them. A red laser shot out from the first black car. "Look out!" Al yelled. "They're targeting us with the laser sight." Both riders swerved to the left and right on the freeway and hit the throttle. Dodging from side to side, the riders moved in and out of cars on the road as the black vehicles rapidly pursued. Al pressed a button near his ear to clear the breath condensing on his inside of his helmet. Who are these guys?" Turnkey looked back. "I don't know, but those look like gun turrets sticking out of the sides of the lead car." Al checked his mirror and saw them too. The gun turrets from the front car unloaded a volley of bullets at the motorcycles. "Evasive maneuvers!" Al shouted. The agents swerved out of the path of the shooting car and hit their throttles. Al yelled into his helmet. "Okay, bike, release diamond stud tacks on my mark. 3, 2, 1, mark." Out of the back of Al's motorcycle came several diamond-coated tacks sprawling across the road. Al looked back and saw the black cars drive over them like they weren't even there. "They have reinforced tires!" He hit his throttle, and the bike helmet showed 100 miles per hour. Al passed other cars in the blink of an eye, but the black cars kept the pace. The lead car opened fire again, splaying bullets all over the road and hitting cars in their path. Al saw in his mirror the wake of bullet-riddled carnage left by the black cars as innocent drivers crashed into each other and the median on the highway. Just ahead was a curve. "Turnkey, try the oil!" "Yo!" A steady stream of oil hit the highway out of the back of TK's motorcycle as he went through the curve, leaning to the left to keep his balance. Al saw the lead black car send out a blue beam of high-intensity light from the bottom of the car, and they drove through the oil slick, making the turn on the freeway with solid traction. Al had never seen anything like it before. He punched in the code to alert the local authorities of the danger. His motorcycle began to broadcast a secret signal to the police so they could pick it up to find them. The pursuers were not slowing down. Al and Turnkey sped up out of range of the bullets. "Warning, the freeway is ending," said the GPS. The bikes were entering the city streets of the downtown. The streets of Tokyo, the most populated city on Earth, were always packed with cars and pedestrians through the whole megapolis. "TK, we've got to get away from these guys. There are more people downtown they will hit." The motorcyclists took the off-ramp and banked hard to the right, but they were going too fast. Al slammed on the brakes and narrowly missed hitting the curb. The riders swerved around the cars sitting at the stoplight at the bottom of the ramp. The black cars closed the gap and opened fire on the off-ramp, ripping into the two cars in their way. Alabaster saw white streaks shoot past him as they skipped off the road and hit the buildings on the other side. Pedestrians scattered and ran for cover. "Whoa, what are those?" Turnkey throttled past Al on the straight Tokyo street. "I don't know, but we have to stop these guys. Follow me to the gardens. I have an idea." Al looked back and saw the black cars blocked and slowly maneuvering around the two destroyed cars on the off-ramp. Al and Turnkey gained distance from them, and Al could hear police sirens. Alabaster turned off the annoying GPS that was constantly trying to reroute him to Shinjuku Tower. He followed his partner on a northerly route toward the Imperial Gardens. As they drove, Al looked back down the hilly road they were on and spotted the black cars still in pursuit. A police car drove onto the main drag from a side street, cutting off the second black car. The second car blew the Japanese police off the street with the white bullets. The lead car raced toward Al and Turnkey, while the other made its way through the debris left from the police car. "TK, let's try the magnetic burners." The two riders slowed down significantly, and Al looked directly at the first car. "Okay, bike, ready magnetic burners." The display on Al's interior face mask formed an auto-targeting crosshair. "Target confirmed," he said, and the computer zeroed in on the lead black car. "Geometry matched. Target acquired," said the bike. "Launch magnetic burners." 4 soup can-sized metal canisters launched from the back of Al's motorcycle into the air. The canisters flew down the street in a large arc, zooming past skyscraper buildings toward the first black car. Al saw confirmation of the hit on his helmet screen. The canisters magnetized to the hood of the car and began to glow. The magnetic burners changed color from red hot to blinding white hot. Then they disappeared into the heart of the vehicle. The car made a hiccup, thrusted forward hard to the side, and then stopped. The burners had destroyed the engine. "Yes!" Al pumped his fist. The second car swerved around the disabled lead and kept pursuing the agents. "Turnkey!" Out of the back of Turnkey's motorcycle, 4 canisters shot out, arcing toward the second black car. This time the pursuers were apparently paying attention. They pointed their gun turrets up and shot the canisters, disabling them in midair. The canisters fell onto the road and rolled away on the pavement. "Punch it!" Turnkey said into Al's helmet, and the two riders took off toward the gardens. Winding their way through the streets, they quickly made it to the high grass hedges, beautiful ponds, and cobblestone paths of the Imperial Gardens. An army of police sirens sounded in the distance. The riders hit the cobbles and slowed down due to the difficult terrain on the pathways. The black car drove right up onto the cobbles, but had no trouble with them, gaining on the motorcycles. Turnkey shouted into Al's helmet, "We've got to get to the samurai statue." Al drove behind TK, and the black cars began to fire its white projectiles. The riders swerved to the right and took a narrow wooden bridge. The black car slowed to find an alternate route since it was too narrow. Al saw several walking bridges ahead and, to the side, saw the black car heading to cut them off at the end of the bridges. In the distance was a huge statue of a samurai on a horse. Crossing the last walking bridge, the riders skidded onto the cobbled straightaway, and coming fast right behind them, the black car. The bullets started whizzing past the agents, but then stopped. "They must be out of ammo," Al shouted into his helmet. The car closed in on them. "They're trying to ram us." Turnkey pointed to the statue base ahead and yelled to Al through his helmet. Al pressed a button on his bike in response, and a targeting computer display appeared on his helmet. "Target acquired." The black car thrust forward, about to hit Alabaster's back wheel, when Al gave the command, 3, 2, 1, launch. A cable shot out of Al's motorcycle and grappled onto the base of the samurai statue. Turnkey's bike did the same, and they both made an arced turn to the left at 80 miles per hour with the support of their cables. As the black car tried to make the same turn, it lost balance, flipped over in the air 3 times, and landed right into the water next to the statue. The agents made the full turn, released the cable on command, and slowed to see the spectacular results. Al took off his helmet. "Whoa, that was close." The men were slowly emerging from the crushed car sitting in the shallow pond. They looked completely disoriented. "Who are those guys?" Turnkey looked off in the distance toward a massive number of approaching sirens. "I don't know, man, but let's go to the tower. We'll use the video camera recording from the bikes to see if Marianne can identify these goons. We can let the local police capture them. We have to stay on mission." Al put on his helmet and turned off his broadcast position for the police. Okay, Bike, forward all recordings from the last hour to Agent Marianne Martinez for analysis and send a request to Agent Chen Chen Shu to connect with local authorities about what happened. Over. Alabaster let out a deep breath and opened and closed his hands several times to loosen them up. He hadn't realized the death grip he had on his handlebars. He revved his engine. Let's go. The two agents drove off of the cobblestones and onto the street toward the Shinjuku Tower to meet Mr. Fuda-san. All right, that concludes Chapter 14. Next is Chapter 15, Konnichiwa. Thanks so much.